ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
Elmore deep, left side three is good! From 30 feet, John Elmore!
The Drive with Paul Swann.
We are coming to you live from the Union Pub and Grill in Huntington. Welcome to today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann, and don't forget, every Monday we're here at 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington at the Union Pub and Grill. Every Monday, they got the $1.50 bottles, they got the $2 call shots, and of course, more importantly, they've got us. Wisely said, Dave Walsh. Paul Swann, your host, the former Young Thundering Herd quarterback, Dave Walsh, with us. And we're here until 6 o'clock. We'll take your phone calls this hour, 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255, to be part of the Miller Lite phone line. Miller Lite, hold true, great taste, only 96 calories. It is the original light beer. So we got a lot to get into, of course. We got a short week this week. Holiday, that's very good. So far, Dave,
you have to adjust your schedule.
You are 2-2. Oh, yeah.
Like the Doc short week schedule?
I am operating on a short week schedule. No show on the 4th,
right.
No show on the 5th, and then, no show on the 5th.
Right.
Unless you want to do it, Dave.
That's right. I'll wait till a week from today.
Okay.
I'll brush up my technical skills.
Right. And the next week it'll be you, Cornwell, you, and then Cornwell again.
Okay.
Bill Cornwell.
Can they handle that? Can the audience handle that?
We're going to find out. I'm going to be able to handle it quite nicely.
I know. You deserve a break today.
Okay, I can leave now.
No.
You said I deserve a break today. I'm leaving now.
The way you, I know what you've been doing. Get a little time away. I was just checking out the television and all this free agency going on. And right now you're excited because I think one of your teams added somebody that should help them out next year.
Yeah, we're not talking about Portland Trail Blazers anyway. No, let's talk about that first. Hassan Whiteside, he has been dealt to Portland. Wow, I wish I could describe your face right now, Dave.
How much revenue?
It doesn't matter. He's going.
That one, of all the things flashing, I haven't seen his name come up yet.
Yeah, here's the deal. Miami Heat are going to trade Hassan Whiteside to the Portland Trail Blazers for Mo Harkless and Myers Leonard.
Okay.
You know, right?
Okay.
You're sitting there going, Mo Harkless and Myers Leonard.
Yeah.
That's the exciting things today going on.
Right, and Mr. Whiteside, I have to understand now he has to, instead of the East, you have to go through Houston, Golden State, although they have some roster makeovers here, but still a lot of firepower out there in the West. And Portland, no slouch either.
It's a good move. It's a good move for Miami because Whiteside's under contract for one more year, and then he's out on the market, so get your money, get your value, get your money. If you're Miami, go ahead and dictate the deal now because you want to get something for it. But you're getting, again, Mo Harkless and Myers Leonard for Hassan Whiteside.
Oh,
all right,
next.
Don't sleep on Portland though. Portland's doing all right.
Yeah.
So the Trail.
The only thing is they'll be playing when everybody's asleep. You know how that goes.
That's fine for him. Portland, Miami. What?
Umbrella.
He's going to be out of trouble. Yes. Not that I'm saying he's getting in trouble, but there won't be the distractions there are in Miami.
There won't be.
No, you're going to Portland. Nobody's going to Portland.
Right. Bring your umbrella.
So Portland it is for Hassan Whiteside. Yeah. The guy who said, I'm leaving early and left him was actually able to, the long way around, get into the NBA. And then you look at him as being the rare success because you've got another guy in Aidin Penava leaving early and nowhere near getting in the NBA. So Hassan, at least you can point to him as being successful.
That was one of the success. And, some of the numbers of his contracts of late have been pretty impressive.
He's getting paid.
He can eat.
He's getting paid. And, of course, Elmore, as we mentioned last week, is going to Boston. He's going to be part of their summer league. So that's going to be fun to watch. So
looked it on TV a couple times on the summer ball.
Oh, yeah.
You can see him.
I'm going to watch some of that.
Yeah.
And then, NBA aside, today it's Canada Day.
Okay.
No, really, it's Canada
Day.
It's Canada Day. It's not. It's Canada Day. It's Canada Day.
Canada Day. Okay.
We've got the Independence Day coming up here. It's Canada Day today. So what happens during Canada Day? Usually, it's the opening of free agency in the NHL, and then the only thing I care about in the NHL today is what did my New York Rangers do? And now let me set the table here.
They struck run with it.
Oh, yeah.
They
Or
struck
Timmy
big
Panarin.
time. Right.
Guess what, Columbus?
Bye.
He's leaving. He turned down less. He's going to get less money. He turned down more money in Columbus to go to New York.
Not bad.
No, he's getting
bad.
a 7-year, $81.5 million deal, and he left money on the table in Columbus. Wants to go to New York.
Yeah.
So
well, he left, and I noticed another guy's out of there too. So
the Rangers are a destination in the NHL.
well, there's some points.
Let me set the table here. The hockey team in MSG is
Right.
doing better under the same ownership than the New York Knicks.
They've had some fun with the Knicks on the headlines for the free agency. They're not doing very well.
No, they're not.
As opposed to the other team in the area. But no, your Rangers aren't Timmy Panarin. Columbus, sorry. They'll appreciate his point production, his hard play. And then the goaltender that's been their backbone for the last 3 or 4 years, he's out of here. Going to Florida, but he's still.
I'm not saying they're going to win the Stanley Cup this year, but I'm telling you they're going to be in the playoffs.
They're going to be in the playoffs.
So,
hey, and all you got to do is get there. St. Louis.
I'm in a good mood.
Hey.
So that's the free agency
Right.
I've been watching today. I've been listening to a little bit of the free agency in the NBA on the radio side.
Right.
I've been sitting there all day. I got my TV monitor here.
Yeah.
I'm watching NHL.com. I'm watching the live coverage because it's not in the national conversation.
Right. No.
So I got to go elsewhere.
So
for
that
it.
one came across, and you just started going, yes, baby, here we go.
First shot of the day. I'll take it completely.
Oh, yes.
So my day is good right now.
Yeah.
And then we got to, of course, get into some of the fun stuff and some of the not so fun stuff. We want to say, hope you're getting well right now to Dante Walker. He's out of the hospital.
Good.
And the young student athlete got shot in the back on Saturday. Now, there's nothing to indicate that this was something, Dante is just a victim here.
Right.
There's nothing to indicate he was in anything. So for those of you who haven't heard the story right away, the young man was shot on Saturday about 10 o'clock. The university is aware of it, and they expect him to make a full recovery.
Right.
So that's the good news
the
here.
good news.
But we wanted to address it and just hope that young man gets well. You hate to see it happen to anybody, but student athlete, 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, minding his own business.
Yes. And also almost wrong place, wrong time, we don't know, but hopefully he, prognosis good. Get over it. Get back with us.
So you've got that. And I don't know, you can't go really much further than that other than, it happened.
Yeah.
You hate that it happened. You don't know where you're going to be when something like that happens. At the same time, the good news is it sounds like he's going to be fine. So that's the good news. Then we got the news today that Conference USA is celebrating 25 years. So we'll get into that a little bit. This is the 25th year of Conference USA.
Woo. 25.
Yeah. It's been a long time, hasn't it? It just feels like yesterday.
What's Marshall, about half of that total?
It's
Give or take?
I wouldn't say half, but it's been a good chunk.
Yeah.
Marshall's one of the few remaining. Marshall's one of the senior teams now in this league.
You got seniority, but
yeah, you got a little seniority.
Yeah. But that's 25 years. I wonder what kind of things they'll have planned throughout the year as things go along.
Going to have a Hall of Fame, and they're going to start recognizing players, student athletes throughout the year.
Right.
25th anniversary of Conference USA. I don't know if a lot of people thought Conference USA would be around 25 years.
Maybe that's hard. Yeah, because just think back when Marshall came into the league, everybody's excited. Louisville, Cincinnati, all of a sudden they bolt. Other teams left. They've had to do some makeovers, but it's still here.
I just don't know if this would have been the conference I would have chose to be in years ago, knowing what I know now that these teams were bolting.
Yeah.
Would Marshall have been better served? This is all hindsight now.
Hindsight's 2020.
Served better in the Mid-American Conference.
Right, because the perks are about the same. You're not going to
Just
play
about.
for a national title in football. You get your bowl bids. You get a bid in basketball. They're a one-bid league as well. And trips are a lot shorter. But as we've said before, some of the places you go, Miami and Florida, a couple other places, would you rather go there or Michigan in December and January? So on the flip side, where would you rather be? Boca Raton or Ypsilanti?
But does that really matter? Does that really matter? You're going to Florida.
To some, that probably, because you're going where it's warm. That was the mindset. We're going. We don't have to worry about packing 18 coats and things of that nature. At the same time,
I get that. I understand that, but is that really more important than the long-term success of the football team? Okay, so you got to go to Ypsilanti. You know what? Ohio State's got to go to Michigan.
Right.
It's cold there too.
Right. Overall, I mean, either one, I think they would survive. I mean, and I know the perks, as we mentioned, were pretty much similar now in bowl bids and that nature. And I've often thought from the day when they left, I thought they should have stayed. That was my own personal opinion at that time. I mean, the MAC had been good to them. They were getting back at them a little bit from when they chucked them out back in the 70s. But they made decisions. And at the time, that looked like the right move. And then sometimes
the TV money was better at the time.
Sometimes you don't know it, but things are going to blow up down the road, and that's the way it goes.
That's why I'm completely not in favor of trying to get into the American, because I don't think the Thundering Herd financially can compete right now. And I don't know how stable that conference is going to be. Will it blow up as well? Because Conference USA was a lot more attractive than the MAC when Marshall made that jump. The American right now is a lot more attractive than Conference USA. What's going to happen with the American, though? Are they going to stabilize,
Exactly.
maybe not take another member? Because right now, unless there's another run on teams, American's not going anywhere.
That was,
those teams are landlocked.
That was a topic of conversation. Big East, Connecticut just left, and then everybody's got them going here and there. There's stories out there, Marshall, other leagues, other teams, Old Dominion. But then what came out of the big out of the AAC area was we're fine with what we got. Do we want to bring in somebody and have to start sharing money, TV money, whatever like that, and what are they going to bring to the table? So I think right now you're going to see them sit pat with what they have.
Well, we're going to see what the contract looks like because they're going to renegotiate
Right.
this. But you look at the current members. You have UAB joined in 1995. You have Southern Miss joined in 1995.
Right.
And then the other schools that joined after that are still here are Rice in 2005 and Marshall in 2005. So everybody else has come a little bit later on. FAU 2013, FIU 2013, Louisiana Tech 2013, Middle Tennessee 2013, UNC Charlotte 2013, North Texas 2013. You're getting a trend here, right?
Right.
Old Dominion 2013. San Antonio, 2013, and, of course, Western Kentucky gets in 2014. So, really, you've got two teams that have stood the test of time in Conference USA. You've got two teams that have been here since 2005, and then everybody else joined a few years ago.
That's almost like the last ones you mentioned. They've almost barely had enough time to get one graduating class through. Freshman to senior year, 13, 14, 15, They're new to the game.
Yeah, and
new
really,
the
oldest member, the one true oldest member, is Southern Miss because they've been, from the start. UAB was a full but non-football member from 95 to 99. They were independent in football, and then, of course, when they shut down football between 2015 and 17 because, reasons.
Yeah.
And Southern Miss, they're the flagship program as far as longevity.
Right.
They're it. They're the team you thought would have moved up years ago.
You would think that, and I've often said many times, especially when they played Marshall all those years, the flagship, Brett Favre went there, and they are it. But ironically, this year, they don't play in football for the first time in a long time.
And I get that.
They don't play. I know.
I get
East,
that.
West,
it makes sense.
You got to get a rotation.
I don't like it, but I get it.
From a personal standpoint, you wish you could play them. But on the flip side, you're not. You're going to play La Tech and Rice, and Southern Miss has got a tough road to hoe on the other side. Been reading a little football for East and West. They're going to have a tough time over on the West this year.
So here are these teams, and you know what? Here are the former members. Here's the list of the former members.
Who are the alums?
The alums are Central Florida. They came in 2005 as well, and they bolted in 2013. Cincinnati and DePaul. Cincinnati's now in the American.
Right.
DePaul is in the Big East. East Carolina in 2001, they're now in the American as long as as they've been around. I didn't realize it was just 2001 when they got in.
Right.
University of Houston was in 1996, and they are now in the American as well. Louisville bolts for the for the Atlantic Coast.
Right.
And, of course, where they were. They were in Conference USA, and then they move on. Marquette, they are now in the Big East. Memphis in the American now. St. Louis is in the Atlantic. And, of course, some of these are basketball schools. South Florida is in the American. SMU is in the American. TCU is in the Big 12.
Yes.
Tulane is now in the American, and Tulsa is in the American. So here are the former members.
Right. A lot of those schools, Marshall played them home and home in football, and one by one they left. And you have to scramble to fill your schedule out, which they've done. But there were some good teams through there you just mentioned. A lot of those teams being mentioned for a access ball this year. Memphis and Memphis, Houston, and UCF are getting a lot of the preseason hype of like where you're going to be on January 1 or whenever that big one, your token generous bowl. They're in the conversation.
We will continue with today's show. We're here at the Union Pub and Grill every Monday at 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington. It's The Drive on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
You're listening to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
We're here at the Union Pub and Grill, 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington, where every Monday Herb offers this. $1.50 bottles, $2 call shots. It's all day, all night right here at the Union Pub and Grill. And you can join us this hour on the Miller Lite phone line at 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. Miller Lite, hold true, great taste, only 96 calories. It is the original light beer. So, we've been waxing poetic on Conference USA, 25 years of Conference USA. And Marshall's been in it since 2005. So it's been here for a long time in this league.
Right.
And for the most part, I think it's been a good landing spot. But you look back at the MAC and you go, what if Marshall stayed in the MAC?
I know. Because right before they left, they owned it. Football-wise, they owned it. And then they left. And then one title, I think, so far in conference. They played it for one time. But they're there. They give themselves chances. They just don't quite get to the top enough that the fans would want. But this year, we'll see. There's a lot of hype already about them this year.
So if 1995 makes 25 years, if this is 25 years here of action here, Marshall pretty much has been in Conference USA for a long time.
A long time.
Yeah. And you look at the timeline, Southern Miss has been in a little longer. Other schools that have been in longer have, UAB's been in and out. And other than that, it's Marshall, Rice, UTEP, Southern Miss.
Flying the banner, and everybody else has just come to the game late.
Yeah.
Got to the table late, but they're there. But, hardly enough time to get one full recruiting class through. 2013? One little class plus for the rest, for half of them.
And you got to remember, football was, full members, all sports, full members for non-football. It was sort of, again, it was kind of piecemeal a little bit. Sort of like what the Big East was doing years and years ago before they decided, we buy you football, guys. See you later. We're going to go do our basketball thing here.
Yeah.
And that's, thankfully, you look at, only Old Dominion came in, had to wait a little bit before football. They were a full member non-football for a quick spell. And then Western Kentucky came in last. But other than that, pretty much everybody started as non-football full members, and then football was added later. Yeah, not that much further. But so Marshall really has some of the longest football history in Conference USA.
They've got some seniority.
They've got some seniority. But have they had the success you've wanted?
Over top to bottom, no. Not what people expected, the way they dominated the MAC. Well, they've only got the Conference USA one time, played for it twice, won it once. Basketball once. Softball made some runs, volleyball, but overall, no. No.
So with the lack of football success, now the American has an opening, which I don't think Marshall's a candidate for anyway.
No, I don't think so.
So what's the urge? What's the push to get Marshall in that conference?
I don't think there would be one.
By the fans. Not by the university, but the fans.
People on the street might want them to go, but I'm not so sure Mike up there would understand the situation, the financial situation. what it would take budget-wise. You've gone through the numbers. Some of their budgets are like through the roof compared to what Marshall has. And they do have a sweetened TV deal, so to speak, coming up. Pretty nice. But they're in some nice markets as well. But you want Marshall to come in, and then all of a sudden those schools start divvying up the money to Marshall. And what does Marshall bring on the flip side? Is it worth it? Is it worth it? And I don't think it's going to happen. They're going to keep their money right now. And just hope maybe that they don't lose anybody else, because, Houston has been mentioned prominently for a Big 12 spot since they're an odd number right now. Big city, third biggest city in the country.
Competitive football.
Very competitive.
Would make sense, probably.
Basketball runs very well, so, that's some of the talk. And
Dana's in the league with Houston.
And, they got a nice TV deal. AAC does, but, hey, think what the Big 12 pulls in.
Yeah, and thankfully Conference USA and the Mid-American Conference have wisely said, no, we're not interested in UConn football only.
No.
Wisely have said that.
There's some people have been writing about will they even play.
I think they shouldn't.
Will they play, or will they drop down to
they're working,
AA or something?
They're working on trying to fill their schedule, and it's going to be difficult for them because they're going to have to they don't have a conference, so they're going to have to make all their games every year. And they're starting to fill their future schedule. They're going to need a lot of opponents.
And it's going to be a lot of games that are away. If you want to play us, you have to come to our place. If they have a 12-game schedule, I could see maybe 4 or 5 at home, and you're going to be gone a lot. You're going to be gone a lot. If just sacrifice you're going to have to get used to.
But they've decided that they're not going to prioritize football.
Yeah.
This was a non-football move. They're not making this move because of football. They're making this move because of basketball. They're a basketball school.
They know where the bread's buttered. That, with the league they're in now in the Big East and what they're used to, the road trips, they're going to be playing their tournament in the Garden. I think it's in the Garden, so, it's like going home for them in basketball. And the same thing with the women. I mean, Gino is a little different stretch now, too. He's going to be playing some different people. I don't think he's ever lost a game in AAC since they've joined.
Let me ask you this question. Right. This might be painful to think about, but what if Marshall had decided we're going to be a basketball school? After everything that happened, we're going to be a basketball school. Basketball lost a lot, too, with this with the tragedy. But what if Marshall refocused energy on, okay, we're a basketball school, we're successful on this, we're not going back to this football thing? Where would Marshall be right now? Would Marshall be a Big East school?
Who knows where they'd be? And right after it happens, being young at the time, I'm wondering, what is my future? They decide to stay around, but, what happens if they said no? I mean, believe me, a lot of us have thought about it more than once. What if they said no?
Yeah. The university made the decision, we're a football school.
Right.
And basketball has been along for the ride.
Right.
But everything that has happened, Conference USA was a football move.
Right.
The Mid-American Conference was a football move. Everything is football related. And the American is enticing for football, but I don't think it's in the best interest of Marshall this time around.
Nice trips and things of that nature, but like you mentioned, from a financial standpoint, I don't think they could handle that part. That would be very expensive.
How do you handle it? How do you get your university ready to make that decision to, look, we're going to pursue that. Now, you're going to get TV money, and that's going to increase, but is that increase going to be enough? Because also you're going to have to buy yourself out. You're going to buy in, and you're going to buy out and buy in.
Right.
And so you're going to have to cut some checks. Here's your check, we're leaving.
Yep.
Here's your check, we're coming in. And then eventually that money will be trickling in. But that would have to be a tremendous jump in revenue, donations given to the university. And you're not getting a sellout crowd now.
No.
And that's not knocking the football team.
It's just a fact.
It's a fact. You're not getting a sellout now.
We're there in November doing our pregame shows, and we're looking on the parking lot, and it's like, where is everybody? And they play the game, and they announce 20,000, and I'm going, is 20,000, would that be enough to make an AAC? Considering the games that day in Memphis and Central Florida and South Florida, they're putting 30, 40, 50, 60,000 in their stadiums and playing.
But I think you have an opportunity if you stay in the conference you're in now. You have an opportunity to maybe
the kingpin.
Well, that's what you hoped.
Yeah,
that's what you hoped. It hasn't necessarily happened. You've been contending, but it hasn't
been
not
like it did in the MAC.
No, you have not been dominant. basketball is starting to assert itself. You win the conference tournament the previous season, and you fall short in that endeavor.
But you still made a run.
But you made a run, and you got some postseason success, and you win a postseason tournament.
The women did better.
A lot better.
Late.
Oh, a lot. Yeah.
Unbelievable turnaround this year for them.
Softball gets into a postseason tournament.
Yeah. Baseball, not bad considering that I think their pitching was kind of suspect at times.
That's going to get better.
Yeah. And what, less than 2 years? They're playing right up the street.
That's going to get That's going to get better. That's going to be a sport that has an immediate impact when you open a new facility.
Some of the things like the track, the swimming, when you look at names, have done some things. Track have done some things. With that number of sports, you don't hear that much about it, but they do. Jeff Small in the track, the swimming program. Taylor Strickland is now going to be ready to help the volleyball get back on track. I'm sure we'll be inviting her down a few times when the season starts, but she's excited to get the volleyball back. Mitch had him going for a while, had a little slip up, but Taylor's going to be on hand to help him revive.
We're here today at the Union Pub and Grill. You can join us every Monday at 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington. We got more on the way. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Now, back to The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
We're coming to you today from the Union Pub and Grill, 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington, where we're always at on Mondays. You can join us for $1.50 bottles, $2 call shots. It's all day, all night, every Monday here at the Union Pub and Grill. You can join us this hour on the Miller Lite phone lines at 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. Miller Lite, hold true, great taste, only 96 calories. It is the original light beer. So we're here today at the Union. Of course, coming up tomorrow and Wednesday, we'll get you set for the weekend. It's been quiet, though.
Yes.
It's been very quiet.
It's not raining right now.
No, it's not raining, but it's been quiet on the herd front right now, thankfully.
A little lull.
We'll take that.
Something's coming. Something is going to happen.
Yeah, football season's coming sooner than we think.
Yes.
Oh, it's coming all right. You'll be back over at Jones C. Edwards Stadium sooner than later.
I forget what I was doing Saturday, but it dawned on me. I said, "You realize that in 2 months, BMI will be here playing that night, 2 months away from the opener, June 29, July, and August. 2 months out."
Are you ready?
Yes. I got one thing. You're going to get tired of hearing it, but you know what I'm going to drive home until they do it.
There's one thing I'm going to get tired of? What is that?
You're going to get tired of me saying the wannabe bowl leader is going to be at stake come the Friday night in September, and if Marshall wins that, it's theirs until Central Florida comes and takes it from them. I'm going to beat that drum. I'm going to beat the drum.
You are so wrong. You're so wrong.
Okay.
That game determines only that one team isn't eliminated from consideration. That's it.
And then you're going to have to brush up on some naps because it's not going to start until 9 that night. So we will be there. We'll be not there.
I was going to say what magical budget opened up for us ago.
I know you won some titles, but I don't think that one of the perks was going to Boise.
Yeah, I've
that didn't work.
I'm waiting for the budget to improve on this show. It's not improving.
I'm sorry.
I'm a value pick.
Okay.
I'm under a long-term contract here.
Go.
I haven't. I don't get to renegotiate my max deal just yet.
Like some of the people on TV.
They sign exactly.
A deal Tuesday and Thursday, they're mad ready to negotiate, up it up again, and they're flashing some of those numbers up now with the basketball, Paul. I'm going, where are these teams coming up with the money?
Because people continue to pay the increase that comes with going to pro sports.
How much is the ticket going to cost with the Brooklyn Nets now?
Does it matter?
No.
KD will be there eventually, yeah.
If you're at the game, that's not an issue.
Well,
that's not an issue. You have the money to be there.
With pro sports, you get television money. With pro sports, you get luxury suite money. And, of course, the multitude of games, and you're going to get that ticket price that's going to be a little pricey. Concessions are going to be expensive. And then you get people complaining that they have to pay like $80-some for a season ticket at a local university we know of.
And you have to pay X amount of dollars for the privilege to buy that ticket. And, we'll hear that.
It's a pretty good deal, actually.
Yeah. I mean, Right now, $105 gets you 7 home games.
Is that the current going rate? I haven't checked.
I mean, if you want to get it, as they say, just want to be in the park and whatever.
Just want to go.
105 on up.
Okay.
But I mean, that's not terrible.
They
have a pretty good home schedule. You get 7 games.
Okay, I'm going to click buy tickets right now. I mean,
you got Ohio U, Cincinnati.
Let's see. Click buy tickets.
La Tech.
I'm going to charge this to the company.
There you go. I think Mike's already ahead of you on that one.
Okay, ticketing time. Season tickets are on sale now. Let's see. I'm getting okay, I got a call. No, give me the price right now here. You make it easy for me here. Still not that. It's not that expensive.
No.
You could go.
No.
Single games are going until August 1st. Okay.
Right.
Mini plans start July 5th.
Right.
I got to wait till July 5th to get me a mini plan.
Right. And I think that's pick 3. But hey, Ohio U, Cincinnati, La Tech, not bad. Not bad.
No.
That's the 3 I would pick if I were doing that.
Is that what you're picking?
If I were.
Okay. All right, I'm going to click this again. I'm going to click this buy now button. Okay. Let's see here. Buy now here. All right. Football season parking. See, that's the thing you're paying for here. You got the young graduate football season ticketing here. Let's see. That's like $60. You got seat rentals. Okay. I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to call. Let's see. Click find tickets here. Because I don't order tickets online.
No.
Let's see. Okay, I have to purchase by price.
There's some things I do, but one of those things is I do not shop online. I don't.
Okay. West chairbacks, $315.
Okay.
All right. There's some. Yeah. East chairbacks are $260. Sidelines are $195. Lower end zone is $135. Upper end zone's $105.
Right.
All right. There you go. Purchase by seat. Okay. So let's see. If I'm looking press box size. There are big green contribution requirements in the section I'm selecting. Okay, it's still, I could go a couple over and I'm good. I don't have to
Right.
I don't have to hit that big. See, I don't have to give the big green.
Right.
I can just there's some seats I can grab right here. I don't have to. So you can get a ticket.
Yes.
I'm trying to say that. That's what
so
I'm.
You get a ticket and
it's
not totally break the bank doing it.
It's okay. It's affordable. You can do that.
Because 2 or 3 years from now, when they go to Notre Dame, wait till you see the numbers those tickets go for when that comes up. Wait till you see those numbers. It'll be interesting.
I mean,
but they will go in a heartbeat.
If you want to go,
they will go quickly, dude.
If you want to go, there's the cost here.
Yeah.
Okay. So West chairbacks, ticket price is $315. Your big green contribution is $300 per ticket in certain
so
sections.
$300 to pay
$250 in other sections per ticket. East chairback. Okay. East chairback, $260 for the season, $60 per ticket here. So that's your ticket price. Big green is $60 per ticket. Okay.
And odds are when you see those people sitting there, that's not an issue.
Yeah.
We look down there, you see who's there.
Right.
Going, that's not the issue. They have it. They spend it. They have a good time. That's
sideline, lower end zone, and upper end zone. Those are all affordable with no big green contribution. So basically, if you want a chair back, you're going to pay a little bit more. Other than that, you're going to have a situation where you can just, okay, I want to go see Herd football. Oh, yeah, $105. Here it is.
Yeah, 7 times.
Yeah, upper end zone, general admission. First come, first up. Lower end zone, it's $135.
Yeah.
All right, it's doable.
And sometimes you got to remember the lower you sit, the tougher the viewing is because you want to look down. Some sports it's great to be. Other ones low side, it's kind of tough. But if you're there, that's all that matters. There's really not a bad sight line in this place, really, when you think about it. Because if you get to the very top, you're really not that high compared to where you're going to be if you go to Notre Dame or if you went to Ohio State, Tennessee. When you sat up to the top there, folks, it was way, Virginia Tech, a long way down.
We're here at the Union Pub and Grill, where you do not have to donate.
No.
All you have to do is show up at 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington. But we do have prices for you. $1.50 bottles, $2 call shots. It's every Monday here at 1125 4th Avenue in Huntington. We're going to wrap this one up when we continue on today's edition of The Drive on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Don't worry. Paul Swann has the wheel on The Drive, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
Don't forget, if you've missed any part of the program, at any time you can go on Apple Podcast. You can find us on Stitcher Radio. We're on TuneIn. We're on Spotify. Okay, let's just put it in easy terms for you.
You just lost me on those last two.
Apple.
Stitcher and Spotify.
If you have Apple.
Right there.
Okay. Yes, my phone is an Apple.
Okay.
Okay. Apple, iTunes, or Apple Podcast.
Okay.
If you have an Android.
That's me.
You figure that out. Whatever you want. Spotify. That's where Spotify. That's a big thing.
Okay.
Do you podcast? You don't know. You don't podcast.
Paul. Hey.
You should podcast.
I'm still remembering the day when you told me to turn the cell phone off in the studio.
We're still teaching Dave how to use his cell phone. Welcome back, Paul Swann, Dave Walsh with you. It's The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Wrapping the show up. And, of course, don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter. Don't follow Dave on Twitter because he still hasn't figured out.
I did post something.
Did you post something on Twitter? Oh, my goodness.
Saturday night.
On Twitter?
Yes.
Let's see. I got to search this.
It was
Dave Walsh on Twitter.
It was boxing when Travis won his title. He won the fight.
Do I even know your Twitter handle on Twitter?
I don't know. I just know I go to Twitter, hit the app, it's on there, and I posted it.
Okay, I gotta find your Twitter account. Yeah. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Paul Swann.
I'll find you.
At Paul Swann.
I've seen you there. Instagram. I mean, there's a lot of places.
I'm all over the place. But find me on Twitter, and of course today my Twitter feed is pretty much me and my hockey friends. We're talking hockey.
Oh man, you're in heaven. But I Twittered out a few graphs about Travis Hanshaw won the fight, and his next fight, he goes to Germany.
Okay.
Look, as he put it, a guy from Ashland, Kentucky, who works as a jailer, is going to go fight in Germany.
Can I watch that on ESPN Plus?
Might be better than that. I don't know.
Can I watch that on FS1?
Not yet.
Can I watch that on that fight channel, D's and Danzig or something?
I don't know. But
can I find it on Stadium?
You might. Or BN.
BN. Can I watch that fight on? Look, if I can't watch it, it didn't happen.
I'll tell you, one guy you had to admire. His name is Howard Goldberg, commissioner, president, World Boxing Federation. He has been from Cape Town, South Africa, to Ashland, Kentucky 3 times.
Look,
44-hour trip.
Get a TV contract.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Get a TV contract.
Yes.
Because I can watch Top Rank on ESPN. I believe.
Exactly.
Is it Top Rank or Golden Boy? I don't remember anymore.
FS1 has one, but no, they can. You can watch them. I mean, they're actually coming back a little bit. I watched one the other night. I didn't know who they were, but it was fun to watch. I have a hard time watching. I know UFC's big. There's some names, but I have a hard time. I have not made the transition to that yet.
You're not into the mixed martial arts just yet. That was for you.
What?
Look, hey,
Herbie.
we're having a conversation here. We're on the air. I know you own the place, but
yeah.
we're doing a show here.
Yeah.
You can't. No, you'll stun him. He took one too many blows as a football player.
His attention span, his CTE, is not good. And on that note,
we're leaving.
Yes,
that's that's it. That's done. Okay, we're out of here. I'll let you two talk. Yeah, he signs the check for us to be here, so you guys can. For the former Young Thunder Herd quarterback Dave Walsh, I'm Paul Swann. This has been The Drive on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930. Good night, everyone.
WRBC Huntington, W227BS Huntington. This is your radio home for Pittsburgh Pirates baseball, ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.